Hi guys, we're back with another video, something within the pharmacology later. So we'll move to the topic antacids and anti-ulcer drug. We might have heard like people telling, or even the farmers telling that acidity is very high. We need to rely on antacids and anti-ulcer. So first of all, we need to know how HCl or hydrochloric acid is produced in the stomach. We'll be dealing with the physiology of parietal cell and HCl production. All we need to know the physiology of parietal cell. So in this picture diagram, we have got the parietal cell. We have got histamine receptor, prostaglandin receptor, muscarinic receptor, and gastrin receptor on the surface of this parietal cell. So we have got a H plus 8 K plus ATPase pump over here. We have got K plus molecule, H plus molecule, Cl minus molecules over there. So we'll go to the mechanism of action. Inside a parietal cell, or the so-called oxyntic cell, a molecule of CO2 combines with a molecule of H2O to produce H2CO3, decomposes to plus and HCO3 minus ion. This HCO3 minus is given back to the blood and Cl minus is taken into the parietal cell. Now, the concentration of Cl minus inside the parietal cell is more due to more H plus production there. So, Cl minus diffuses out of the parietal cell into the lumen of stomach via simple concentration gradient mechanism. And the next thing, now H plus K plus pump utilize a molecule of ATP to work up, and they take a molecule of K plus from the lumen and put into the inside surface, and they give out a molecule of H plus. So this H plus comes to the lumen, and also Cl minus comes to the lumen. So they combine to form the so-called hydrochloric acid, which is responsible for the acidity or against which we use the antacids. So this is how HCl is produced in the lumen of stomach. So we'll move to the receptors over there and study about the receptors. First, the gastrin. So they, whenever a molecule of gastrin comes and binds to this receptor, they activate the H plus K plus pump. What they will do, they will be taking more K plus from the lumen and they will be putting into the inside of the parietal cell. They will be producing more H plus ion. So H plus production will be increased. Appetite will be stimulated. So digestion will be initiated so fastly. Acetylcholine or muscarinic receptors. We know muscarinic system or the parasympathetic system is always helps in feed, breathe, digest, and the resting phase. So HCl is needed for the digestion, so they will be helping and they will be increasing the production of HCl. Now we're going to the histamine receptors present over there. Histamine activate adenylyl cyclase enzyme, so cyclic AMP will be more, so HCl production will be more. Then the next one, PGE. Whenever molecule of prostaglandin comes and binds to the prostaglandin molecule situated over parietal cell, adenylyl cyclase activity is blocked. So the HCl production will be simultaneously reduced. The antacid, which is mainly used, is magnesium hydroxide, which is called milk of magnesia or MOM, like it also has a laxative effect. And we need to know about the sucralfate. They polymerize at pH less than 4 and should be taken 4 times a day, and that is why the use is uncommon. Good colloid has a sequestration of antibacterial agents, also reduces stool frequency in infectious. Come now, we go to a different area. Drugs used to treat peptic ulcer diseases. So we'll be dealing with like 3 categories: classes, drugs, mechanism of action. So proton pump inhibitors, PPI. They are used to inhibit the H plus K plus ATPase pump present over the membrane of parietal cell or occipital cell. What they will do, like they will block the H plus ATPase pump or so-called proton pump. So H plus production will be very less. So the production of HCl will be less. So acidity will be less. We can easily remember these drugs because they end with azole or so-called prazoles, omeprazole, rabiprazole, pantoprazole, esomeprazole like that. So next we move to the H2 receptor block. We have heard that H2 or histamine receptor present over parietal cell. So whenever histamine binds, they produce. So we have to block production of HCl. So we block histamine receptor. So the main drugs used are famotidine, ranitidine, cimetidine. The tidine drugs, loratadine, hexofenadine, etc. are used. They inhibit H2 receptor on parietal cell. So sympathetic activation will be leading to, like there will be lesser secretion of HCl. So the anticholinergic. Cholinergic system is the main system promoting HCl secretion. Whenever we are giving anticholinergic drugs, they will be lessening the quality of HCl produced and the quantity of HCl produced. The main drugs are pyranzipine and telanzipine. Because why these drugs are discussed? Because they also have an antibacterial action or antimicrobial action. Block M1 receptor on the parietal cell. Next, the prostaglandin analogs. In the main three options, we used blockers, but here we are using analogs because whenever prostaglandin molecule bind to PGE2 receptors situated on the parietal cell, cell production decreases. So, misoprostol is used as a protective agent. Also, it promotes HCO3 secretion. That means it will be acting on the mucosal layer. So, acidity will be decreased. Also, promote mucus. Also, protective action. Now, the basic antacids. Antacids are NaCO3, calcium hydroxide, magnesium hydroxide, or the so-called MOM, aluminum hydroxide, and megaltrite. They neutralize the gastric acids. They'll be neutralizing the acid-base reaction. Then ulcer protective agents. They are sucralfate. We've heard about sucralfate. They polymerize at pH less than 4 and they produce a covering that is mucosal protection. Next one, the ulcer protective agent is colloidal bismuth. They increase the HCO3 minus secretion, so the neutralization reaction will be happening at an alarming rate and they increase mucus production. They'll be forming a cover over the mucosa. They decrease the Helicobacter pylori infection. The next drug is ulcer healing, carbenoxolone. The main mechanism of action of carbenoxolone is mucus production. Anti-H. pylori. Helicobacter pylori is a very important microorganism causing problem in the stomach and the intestine. So drugs like amoxicillin, metronidazole, tinidazole, chloramphenicol, tetracycline, they'll be very useful in killing this bacteria and prevent the Helicobacter pylori infection. So I've prepared a small short note, easily the class of drugs, the example of drugs, and the mechanism. Thank you. Have a nice day.